Hey everyone, it's LS, and today I want to talk about the decisions that went into the LCS and the Academy roster and what is going to be happening with them. So the Academy roster is going to have Darshan in top lane, Malice in the jungle, Copy is going to be in the mid lane, and then we're going to have King being the starting AD carry for the Academy, as well as Isles in the support position. So a lot of people are probably wondering, where is Sven, especially because it's already been talked about that he is still a part of the team. The issue is that Riot only permits the usage of 3 import slots when pulling from major regions. So what ends up happening here is we have obviously Summit and Berserker on the main LCS team, which leaves us only 1 position remaining for the Academy team. We thought it is most valuable to have Malice be on the team and actively be practicing and playing even in the matches and whatnot, and just actively playing League of Legends in some facet competitively. And so what is happening is Sven will be playing the majority of scrims with the Academy team, the internal scrims that end up happening, as well as the scrims versus the LCS team, and Sven will be playing more actively than King. The reality is that King is just going to be playing in the matches, although he'll be having way less practice time and way less scrimmage time. He will still be participating in all the internals and whatnot, but Sven is effectively still the Academy AD carry. This may seem really weird to some people, but ultimately Riot doesn't care about Academy. And because they don't, all that we care about is making the best version of the Cloud9 team that we can possibly make. And so in order to do that, it's important that we have both Malice and Sven on the team, as well as all the other members joining the team that we can have. Obviously, what a lot of people are probably thinking is, isn't there too many people on the team? And I don't think that's actually the case at all, because again, the goal is to try to make the best version and the best practice environment that Cloud9 can possibly have. And that's why it's been constructed in that manner.
Hi, I'm Halee Mason. I'm the lead data scientist at Cloud9. So one of Cloud9's philosophies are to always try and foster talent from within. I think that we've done a really successful job in this through several of our promotions from Academy to LCS. Blabber is a shining example. So one of the most prominent tools that we have at our fingertips is the usage of Power BI dashboards. And these really enable us to pull up various players and compare them quickly through the use of automation and just having a tool that has all this data collected and displayed in a way that has the stats we need right at our fingertips.
So we want to accomplish 2 major tasks. One, we obviously want to win. And our second task is to create a sustainable system and infrastructure. A lot of teams say infrastructure about this idea, that continues to accelerate and produce new players in the future. I'm very interested in measuring players' skill in whatever way we can. Whatever objective way we have to measure a player's skill, I think is very valuable. So how I've worked with the data team this year to try to get a better understanding of how to do that is talking through which stats are the most accurate to actually use to properly justify and qualify players' skill relative to others.
So we use Power BI to compare players and analyze different statistics that they've achieved throughout the spring split or summer split or whatever period we're analyzing. And 2 support players that really stood out to us as players who deserve an LCS spot were Isles and Winsome. Isles comes from Cloud9 Academy. We're very familiar with him, and he had an amazing summer split. He performed extremely well, having the highest KDA in the whole summer split. And he also was first in CSD at 10 minutes, CS per minute, and the highest CS %. These are just 3 examples, but being number 1 across the board in all of these different categories really shows that this player is trying very hard and, is ready for an LCS spot. So for Winsome, he comes from the LCK Academy League, and he is very good with his vision control. When we think about these 2 players, Isles is more lane dominant and had all these really high KDAs and stat-wise from an aggressive standpoint. Winsome really shone from the warding standpoint, where he had the highest wards cleared per minute out of all of the supports in his league, and he was also 3rd highest for wards placed per minute. These are just 2 examples of how we analyzed, various pickups for our support lane.
So each player prior to agreeing to join the team knew about what would be happening with the main team as well as the academy team. This includes the players that are agreeing to join even as third members, as well as the staff that are joining. So everyone was already on board for this happening. Some players even opted to not go pursue other teams or even attempt to pursue other teams in order to just be a part of this adventure. So it's basically just to make this internal practice environment, this internal solo queue environment that can actually be utilized. There's obviously been complaints raised in the past that made its way around YouTube clips, YouTube videos, etc., about how main team players aren't incentivized to help the academy players, and I think that that's a really silly mindset. The reason that I think it's silly is because if the main team players help the academy players, then the main team players are helping themselves. Because if the academy players are getting better, it means the main team is also getting better practice. So obviously, yes, you are incentivized to help your academy players to get better. And if you're not thinking that, if you're thinking that, well, what if they get better and end up surpassing me? You're actually not trying to be the best possible version of yourself anyway. The whole point of this team, especially for me joining, was to do well and make a legitimate run at Worlds. So if players were a part of this team that didn't have that mindset or had the mindset of job security and ease, it just wouldn't work out anyway.